that. Thank you for sticking around. And before we go into that, let's just look at the market outlook, what's been happening in the last 2 days. Of course, we've seen the global markets swinging between gains and losses. Sure. Policymakers in Europe are still trying to look for that elusive solution to solving the euro debt crisis.
Well, I think basically we've seen the reality of fundamental analysis in the market. We have Euro USD, which is US dollar against the European currency, going down about almost 1,000 points in the last 2 weeks, which is a function of the lack of confidence in the European Union economy. So I think if the European Union is not able to come up with a strategy, like I was reading the news yesterday, they're thinking of sending Greece out of the EU, and like that's going to be catastrophic. Now people are already losing confidence in the EU nation. If they're unable to come up with the right solution to the problem, we're going to have more people selling the euro against the dollar, for instance. And so I expect people to keep seeing more drawdowns, although, more downtrends. Although right now the euro USD is at a very strong support level. But if it's able to break that support, we've seen euro USD moving down several points also.
So you don't think investors are willing to give policymakers, especially in Europe, more time to come up with a solution? Remember, today there's going to be a conference call between the Greek Prime Minister, Mr. George Papandreou, Angela Merkel, and of course Nicolas Sarkozy. Like
yesterday, we had a little rally. The euro USD closed positively, yesterday. That's basically because of this particular news that people are waiting for. But if nothing comes in positive as soon as possible, we'll see the euro go back into the downtrend it's been for like 2 weeks now and making lower lows. You have to understand that what drives the market is not just the fundamental nature. Also looking at the technicality part of it. People have been selling the euro against the US dollars, and they want to keep doing that. So if we have this this news not strong enough to stop that downtrend, we'll see the euro USD keep falling lower. And
has the dollar been a better for? Sure. We've been running to the dollar.
Sure. Even against the pound, the pound has moved to almost 1,000 pips downwards. Against the US dollar. So it's been a good. We've not had a trend like this, in like three months. I think a consistent trend that goes for like 2 weeks in the euro or even the pound or the CHF. The dollar is a little bit strong across board right now.
Okay, now let's look at the prospect of the currencies trade into Nigerians, looking at undergraduates, graduates, and retirees. How can they also tap into this market?
Okay, so what I just want to do here is that we want to try and get people to see where the world is going. Because so many times when you have a wrong perspective about where the world is going, you're left behind. I'll give you a case scenario. Look at Facebook, for instance. Facebook is an e-business. Facebook came in 10 years, is competing with the biggest company in Africa. You know the biggest company in Africa?
Are you telling me or are you asking me?
I don't want to mention it.
Okay.
Well, we had the biggest company in Africa.
Okay.
And when they were looking at the richest men in the world, I think, was it this year or last year, we had Facebook and the richest person in Africa at the same level. And Facebook is just a company, one online company. So it shows categorically that there are opportunities online that people are not looking at. So when you say you who's looking, or a guy who's looking for a job, all he's looking for is a job. I understand with him. But basically there are a lot of opportunities online that you can start taking advantage of right now. And that's where we have, fine, you can do online business, but also have electronic trading. Electronic trading right now, because of the technology, even on your phone right now, you can be online and you're trading. So those opportunities are there right now, and I'm expecting that graduates, undergraduates begin to have that hindsight.
Okay, we know that. Sorry to butt in here. Okay. Of course, we have a high unemployment rate now. Sure. For this graduates or undergraduates to take advantage of this, would it be for you? Would you recommend it as a full-time or part-time, something they can use to augment an income, like an extra income, or something they can do full-time?
I think it's both ways. For those, let me give you a case scenario. If you have a tutor out of university, for instance, and you're looking for a job, it's going to take you more time, compared to a guy who has a first class, relatively. So many times that should affect your insight in preparation towards what you want to do next. So, but what we are trying to say is that, let me give you a case scenario. Technology-wise, the offshore transfer, for instance, with a bank like GTB, when I do offshore transfers, I have to go to the bank. Okay. I have to fill a form, and then they do the transfer. But right now, you can actually go on your computer, go online with your token, and actually do your offshore transfer. Basically, I expect those guys in the offshore transfer department to begin to know that in the next few months or a year, they might actually be out of a job. because the computer is taking away a lot of jobs. Now, there's nothing we can do about that. But what we're trying to say is that instead of being victims of technology changes, you have to take advantage of that technology. And that's where we have all these electronic business opportunities that are available out there. So you can actually do it part-time or full-time, depending on what the opportunities you have at your own disposal right now. Because some people have no job at all. So why can't you do it full-time when you're looking for a job? And begin to develop yourself. Let me give a case now. Look at retirees. Retirees sit at home, most of them do nothing. And we know that as you grow older, what happens to your strength? Your strength goes down. You can't really get up every day and keep going out. But there's something that stays constant or can even increase your sense. So when your strength goes down, your sense goes up. So so many times we always recommend that retirees settle down and begin to find what they can do that does not require strength, even as they grow older. That requires just their sense and their capacity to use the system. So that's what we're looking at. They can actually do that in the comfort of their home and make consistent profit for themselves.
Okay, now we know that many people still view the currencies market or trading as unreal or not what people make it out to be, like what Alpari makes it out to be. Now, of course, we also know that the internet is a very big place. It's also dangerous. While it has its advantages, it has its disadvantages. There are lots of fraudsters, hackers out there. So, what about the safety of the investor who goes in there? There's two questions, one, why people,
so when it comes to the part that is unreal, I think it's actually I remember when I was doing my NYC, I had this Igbo guy who were in the same, and I was into Forex then. I was reading about Forex and learning, and he said something, he said, "Oh, my guy, I can't do this. I can't do Forex because I can't see it. Because I'm an Igbo guy, when they do business, when they buy stuff, they want to see it physically. You understand? So he has a problem with what he cannot see, basically. So what I'm saying is that people need to begin to see business opportunities in those things that are invisible.
So you're saying because for the average, for many people, because it's not tangible, because it's something they can't see, something they can't hold on to.
If I give you a check of £1 million, for instance, do you feel like until you collect the 1 million before you feel like you have the 1 million? No. With a check, you feel like you have the money, even though it's just a check. Well,
I'll perhaps be just maybe 90% convinced until I see the physical cash. But I get what you're saying.
You feel confident, unless you're given a check by somebody who you feel you don't trust. But if somebody who you trust gives you a check, you feel confident already, oh, I have the money. In the same way, when you're doing electronic business, you're trading online, you transfer your physical cash into your trading platform and it's there electronically, you feel that confidence that the money is actually there, So it's not like it's not unreal, it's real. Just like you have your money in the bank and you log in online, you see your balance. It's real.
Okay, so what about hedging against internet, people hacking into it? Is it possible for one to hack into one's account?
I think
and all of that?
When it comes to that, if you're careful, for instance, when Forex started, we used to use cyber cafes. I don't recommend people go to cyber cafes to do business because so many times they have pre-installed softwares that take your password and all those parameters. So I don't recommend that at all. I recommend you get your own personal system and have your antivirus on it. And I can guarantee you practically 100% you won't have any issue. Also, if you're not greedy, some people get greedy online. Somebody sends you an email and tell you, oh, you just want so and so million. I think you've seen that. If you want to get this 1 million, you have to download something. And you download that, you download a software that's going to be sending your password to someone. So if someone sends you an email from anyone you don't know, you don't open it.
Okay.
Yeah, you understand that you don't open it at all because it could be somebody trying to get access to your information. So I think people should just be careful online. If you're not careful online, you never have any negative experience.
Okay, can Alpari, for a trader who wants to trade with Alpari or use Alpari as a training partner or something, can they have accounts where that Alpari can provide for them where they can be hedged, where they can hedge against such risks?
Again, the way trading works is this: when you're trading, your money it's not physically with you. Your money goes to the broker. What you see when you trade is the electronic conversion. It's like you log into your maybe your bank account and you see online and you see your balance. That's what you see. It's that balance that you're trading with electronically. You understand? The only person that and the way most brokers work, especially brokers who are regulated, is that when your money is in your platform, that fund can only be withdrawn to your account. It can't go to another account.
Okay, so for that entire transaction, whether there's whoever 2 or 3 people, middleman or whatever, is there like a firewall?
That's what I'm saying. Around... firewall, number one, your trading platform has a password.
Okay.
Now, peradventure someone is able to get your password and goes into your trading platform. The negative thing they could do to you is trade your account and maybe lose the funds. But in terms of going physically getting your funds, it's almost impossible because they must go back. Actually, to come back to me, not to someone else, basically. Okay. So that guides against fraud and it guides against money laundering.
Okay, now quickly, we're almost out of time now. Do you feel money managers and portfolio managers who manage assets classes for clients, stocks, bonds, and all of that, can they also look at the currencies market to diversify their portfolio, especially now that we're seeing some persistent downtrend at the equities market?
Yeah, sure. For instance, when I was doing my own, my own development in currency trading study, I discovered there are companies in the U.S., for instance, that's had departments in the currencies market. There are departments in the company that's been trading in currencies market for several years. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So, what we're looking at is that, companies who actually trade shares, options, futures, can begin to have departments, where all the focus on in that department is the currencies market, and they can diversify their portfolio in that process.
Okay, so asset houses, now we have quite a number of them currently in the country, so they can also...
You have those who trade oil, for instance.
Okay.
Instead of trading oil alone or you're trading shares alone, you can also have a department where you trade currencies. Okay. So you have those staffs there that all they think about day and night is currencies. And you have a trading system there that you know what you can lose, worst case scenario. Okay. You know what your profits are, you know what your prospects are, and consistently you can have profit. Okay,
thank you so much, Michael, for your insight. We're asking that you be looking at the currencies aspects of the currency market as brokers.
New way to now invest that allows you to your portfolio.
It's Forex, the global foreign currency trading, a market in which the world's leading currencies are traded 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, to take your Forex trading strategy beyond borders, Alpari is the platform of choice, in which you can trade Forex with professional guidance until you become a seasoned trader. Alpari also provides free training seminars for both beginning and seasoned Forex traders 4 times a week, explaining complicated things in a simple way to make Forex trading comprehensible to everyone.
Today on 01-821-8274 or 080 or us at alpari.org or visit www.alpari.com and experience dependability and innovation in online Forex trading.